Hello, welcome. My name is Henry Waters, and if this is your first time in this channel, you haven't subscribed yet, please do so by hitting that red subscribe button down below. So when I release new video, you'll be the first to see it. Okay, in today's tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to integrate and implement PayPal fundraising donation with progress by using PHP. Okay, the reason why I'm doing this tutorial is because I had a request from one of my subscribers. His name is Kuran Shazad. He's developing a charity website where you will have donors. According to him, he says he has 10 users. For example, I have 10 users and I have to deduct $100. So every user should give $10 each. And on next day or so, admin enters different amounts. Okay, this works dynamically. So he says, is this possible? Yes, of course it's possible. I know this tutorial could help one of you guys or many more people, okay, that's been working on different types of projects. Okay, but before I dive into my code editor, I'm going to be showing you how this system works. Okay, I've already done this. All right, so I'll click on donate now. All right, on this donate platform, as you can see, the donation is not yet set by the admin. Okay, that's why we have this pop-up. All right, so when we head over to the admin dashboard, we're going to be filling some these boxes. Okay, this individual amount refers to the amount each user will be donating. Okay, for this example, okay, I'm going to use $10. All right, then the total amount, that's the donation amount that will be raised, I'll make it $100. All right, so this needs about 10 users to be able to make up this amount. Then currency, I will choose USD. Remember, if the individual payment amount, that's donate amount, if it's greater than the donation, that's the total, it will echo an error. So this shows that it's properly validated, as you can see. Okay, so I'm going to change this back to $10 and then update my database. All right, as you can see, the data is updated successfully. So when I head back here and refresh this donation platform, as you can see, the PayPal checkout button is showing. All right, there are different payment platforms which you can use for this. Okay, but in this tutorial, I made use of the PayPal checkout button. All right, so I'm going to click on this PayPal checkout now to make the payment of 10 USD dollar. All right, so I'm going to log in. All right, guys, just stick with me to the end of this video. I'm sure you're going to learn a new thing which can help in your projects. Okay, if you have any question, you can as well ask me. If you have any project you're having problem with, you can leave that in the comment section. If I have time, I'm going to do that. All right, so is the PayPal platform is loading now, so we can be able to make our payments. All right, I think it has loaded up now. So I'm going to push the pay now button to make the $10 USD payment. All right, successfully donated. Okay, this is going to redirect me to the success page, hopefully. Yes, it means the payment is successful. So when I go head back to the donate page again, as we can see, we made a what $10 donation. That means one person made a donation of what 100 US dollars. Okay, so guys, stick with me to the end of this video. If you have any question, ask. We're going to head to it right away. Alright, these are my starter files for this tutorial. This is my main folder where I have the index.php file for updating the individual amount, the total amount, and also the currency according to the admin's wish. Alright, remember it's advisable to have a login system for the admin for security reasons. Okay. Alright, in these starter files, I also have the PayPal checkout button rendered. Alright, for this tutorial, I've done a previous tutorial on how to integrate PayPal checkout button server-side integration. Alright, if you haven't endeavored to watch my previous video, it will help you. But for the course of this tutorial, I'll only explain, briefly explain the PayPal checkout button. Alright, I will only concentrate on the payment and also the updating of the database and also the progress bar as well. So heading over to my code editor, this is my connection, right? Database connection. So we're having a database name of what? PayPal underscore donation, just like I have here, right? PayPal underscore donation with table names of what? Customer underscore payment and also donation underscore amount. All right. This is my configuration.php, okay, where I define the PayPal client ID, the secret ID, and as well as the PayPal underscore sandbox. All right. So the define function defines a constant, has a name and also a value. So the name here is this, and the value is this. All right, and it's not case insensitive. All right. So when we head over to before then, okay, this is set, the paper sandbox, the value is set to true when you are working locally, but when you are going for production like on live, you need to set this to false. All right. So in our paper.class.php file, what I have here is some class named paper API. Okay, it has a PayPal environment of sandbox or production depending on what we set here. All right, the same thing goes to the PayPal URL. All right, if we set this to false, it will pick up the live URL, okay, for live production. Okay, and we also have the PayPal client ID and also as well as the secret ID. All right, we also have other variable that's being passed here to validate the payment. Okay, this payment ID, the token ID, and the payer ID can be gotten from the checkout.php. All right, so it's gotten from here and also fetched from this URL, because once we make the payment, the user will be what redirected to this window.location, which is the process.php file, passing the payment ID variable, token, and also the payer ID. Endeavor to watch my previous video on how to integrate PayPal checkout button. It will help you to understand this more. All right. So once the payment is being made here, user will be redirected here. Okay, this in this process.php file. This is where I'll fetch the transaction details. Okay, the payment info and all that. All right. So once I get fetch that, I'll insert my variables to my database. Okay, so the first database that I'll be updating is what the customer underscore payments. All right, which I have here. Okay, remember for the start of this tutorial, I updated the database. Okay, this is how the structure looks like now. All right, so after the details has been updated, okay, successfully, before redirecting the user to the success page, which I have here, I also updated the donation underscore amount table, which I have here. All right, I updated it. In this query, it says updates donation underscore amount, set donated underscore amount, set this donated underscore amount. Okay, set it is equals to what? Donated underscore amount plus paid amount. So automatically it will be updating the donation underscore amount table. So if I make a new user makes another payment of $10, it will update it and add the previous amount to the current amount. So if I make another payment, this should turn to what? 20 US dollar. So that's what this query does. Okay. All right. I'll be heading over to, okay, before then, remember this transaction details is gotten from this transaction capture. Okay, this is what PayPal has for us. So when you overdump this payment info, this is what you get. This is where we fetched our transaction details, okay, and passed the variable to it before inserting to our customer underscore payment table. All right. To be more clearer in this PayPal checkout button integration, just click on this link on top and you understand it more. All right. So I'm going to head over to the checkout.php. All right. So the first thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be fetching some data from the donation underscore amount database table. All right. So I'll open my PHP tag and include my database connection. Okay, include underscore once, then the database folder name, then my db.php file. Alright, I'm going to define a variable SQL, pass a function SQLi underscore query function. Alright, then pass my database connection variable, then fetch the data using this SQL query. So select everything from donation underscore amount, right, where the ID is equals to 1. All right. Okay, from this donation table which we have here, so where the ID is equals to 1, remember this ID doesn't change because it has structure of null. So the database only, the table here only updates, okay, it doesn't increment. So this one can never change. The one there is static. On die function, then mysqli underscore error function. All right, so I'll use an if statement now. If the SQL variable access the num underscore row function, if the rows is greater than 0, so what that means is if there's anything in this table, all right, if there's any data, so if it's greater than 0, that is up to 1, then fetch it. So I'll be using my SQLi underscore fetch array function, passing the SQL variable. All right. So I would be defining the different variables for the data that we need from the database. So first one is what? Individual underscore amount info individual underscore amount. Next thing up is the total underscore amount, the info total underscore amount. Then the donated underscore amount variable, donated underscore amount. Then lastly, the currency. All right. So if that condition is true, else maybe I will redirect the user, else just echo, maybe echo nothing was fetched from the donation underscore amount table. Okay, else echo this, right? So Okay, I forgot. I'm going to explain the admin index.php file. Okay, the admin page. This I'm going to explain what I did there. Okay, this is the PHP script for submitting and updating the tables. Okay, the index name of the individual underscore amount, the donation, then the donated underscore amount, and as well as the total underscore amount. All right, so this is the form right here. This message, which is defined initially to be empty, echoes the message any successful or error messages. All right. Okay, this script fetches the table values of the donation underscore amount. All right, and echoes it in the value here. So it will fetch it and echo it. That's why I have the 10 here, which is gotten from here, and as well as the 100. All right. So this individual payment has a name of what individual underscore amount. This has a name of what total underscore amount, echoing the value which we fetch from the database, and the currency where you need to select any currency that you want. Okay. So the updated button has a name of what update. So from the PHP script that I have here, if set post update, this name which we have there, I first define the variables. First variable here is individual underscore pay. This MySQLi real escape string function escapes the strings. Some hackers that may try to have an access to our database. So this tends to reduce the risk of SQL injection. Okay, that's what this function does. Passing the variable of our database connection variable with what the post total amount, the individual amount, and also the currency amount. So these are from the index name that we have in our database here. Okay. Then this script is an if statement. All right. So if the total amount is empty or the currency variable is empty or the individual underscore pay is equals to empty, show this message. Okay, all fields are required. So next condition which I validated and checked, I checked if the individual underscore pay variable is greater than the total amount, because initially this is the individual payment. Okay, this is the amount each user will be making payments from. Okay, this is the donation amount, which is the total amount. So in normal sense, this is not supposed to be greater than this. So I just needed to validate that in case the admin makes any mistake. It's very good in PHP practice. All right, so if it checks if it is greater, that means if this condition is true, it will echo this message. Okay, individual donation amount cannot be more than the total amount. Else, update the donation underscore amount database table. Okay, so watch, look at what I did in this query. Update donation underscore amount, set individual underscore amount. This individual underscore amount equals to individual pay. Okay, why updating it? Because according to our subscriber, he wants a situation whereby the admin can also change the amount in the database. Okay, so it will change it and insert whatever that is coming from the form here. Okay, it will change it to this variable. Then the donated underscore amount, that means the amount, the total amount being donated here. Okay, I was to now be set to 0. Reason of this is because this is a new amount that is going to be set by the admin. So the total donation, the amount the user have donated, needs to start from the 0. All right, so that's why I have here. So the amount to start from there, then the total amount will pick up whatever the admin has in this variable, okay, from the form. Currency pick up from the same place where what ID is equals to 1. Remember, this ID is also static. So if the result is not true, if the condition is not true, that means if it was not updated properly, it will echo this message. Else, it will now give us the data updated successfully. All right. So I'm going to get back to my checker.php and continue with my changes. All right. So for the progress bar, which I have here, um, this style is very, very important for the project. If you want to use a progress bar for this tutorial, okay, you need to add this, and this is what I have here. Okay, this is the progress bar. All right. So I'll be making some PHP changes here. I'll be adding my my donated underscore amount here. Okay, but I'll just explain this a little bit for those that doesn't know what it does. So this area value now, okay, this I'll fetch the value I have from the donated underscore amount index. Okay, as we have here, we have 5 here percentage from this dummy HTML script. So I'm going to be echoing the variable name of what the donated underscore amount there. So donated underscore amount. So next thing up is the maximum value. Okay, so what I'll do here, I'll just copy this. Okay, so the maximum value being 100, I'll just paste it here. Okay, then for this style, okay, we'll change this to what the donated amount. All right, then for the percentage, I need to concatenate that and annex that variable. So put a dot here, then I'll out my percentage. All right, remember the maximum value, we don't need the donated amount. The maximum value we need to get it from the total amount. All right, so I'm going to change this variable to a total. Okay, remember all this is being gotten from the values that we have here, which we fetch from the database. All right, for this 5% that is showing here, which is not what we need, I'm going to use what's it called? A switch statement now, okay, to be able to fetch the currency as well as what the donated underscore amount. Okay, this is what I mean here. So I'm going to erase that and open our HTML tag here. Okay, then switch. Okay, so the variable that I'll be passing here is the currency. All right, so for the first case, if the value is USD, okay, that's if that means what he or she updated is USD, echo $. All right, so after the $, I think I need to concatenate the donated underscore amount, the donated underscore amount now. And then pass this string variable of what of. All right, So I'm going to paste this here. Okay, here I have the second case. It checks if what was fetched is euro, EUR, then it will echo the euro sign and also as well as the donated amount with the string of. Checks for the pound. Okay, echo this, and the default it's being left to be dollar. All right, so now I'm going to open another PHP tag, and I'm just going to copy this, okay, and paste this right here. All right, so the changes I'll be making here is just to change this variable to total. All right, this will fetch the total underscore amount from the database. All right, so that's what that does. Okay, so I can as well just remove this, remove that, remove that. All right, I think it's looking good now. So this will fetch the donated amount, which will be shown here, okay, and also as well as the total amount, which will show the progress, okay, of the amount being raised so far. So next thing I'm going to do here is to make some changes here. So I'm going to just check something from the database. All right, I'm going to check if the donated amount is now greater than or equal to total amount. Okay, what this means, I'm going to check if the donation has already been completed. Okay, if it has been completed, okay, according to the admin requirements, I will hide this PayPal payments checkout button. All right, so that is what I'm going to be doing here. All right, so that's what I'm going to be doing here. All right, I'm going to use an if statement now. If arch, sorry, I need to open my PHP tag first. So if the donated underscore amount variable, okay, first of all, I'm going to check if it is null. Okay, if there's nothing that has, if there have been nothing being updated. All right, so that's what I'm going to check first. Echo going to add a HTML tag and style, then the color red. All right, so echo donation. So if the donated amount is what is fetched is null, that means nothing has been set by the admin. So donation is not set yet by admin. All right, so I'm going to pass another condition, else if statement. This is where I'm going to check if the donated amount is now greater than the total amount. So if it's greater or equal to, that means the donation has been completed. The amount that will be raised has now been completed. Okay, that's what this does. So if that is true, I'm going to echo, change this to green. So fund raising is complete. Completed. Else, that's if it's not completed, echo the PayPal checkout button. So I'm going to copy this, cut it and place it there. All right. So if it's not completed, that is only when this PayPal environment will appear. All right. So if we scroll down, this is the PayPal button render. All right. When you watch my previous video, you are going to look at where you are going to get this script from PayPal. So the only changes that I'll be making here is the total, the amount, and the currency. All right, that's what I'm going to be echoing here. So I'm going to echo the individual amount. All right, I'll do the same for the currency. So this will only pick up what the admin has updated from the database. Okay, currency. All right, that is looking good. I think that's just about it. All right, let me just get back and make some changes. So remember, after this button has been pushed, okay, the user will be redirected to the process.php, which is here. I've already explained this briefly. After the successful insertion into the customer_payment, then we'll update the donation_amount. Okay, the donated amount will be updated. All right, after then the user will now be redirected to the success.php page. All right, which is what we have here. Okay, so in this success.php page, there are some changes that I'll be making here. Remember, the variable that is being passed in this is what status, having a value of what updated. So that is what I'm going to be checking here first. So define a variable called a status. Okay, so we're going to use a PHP global variable of get function status. Okay, this is going to fetch and check the URL. So I'm going to check if the status is equals to updated. Okay, this updated is coming from here. So this is what is passed from the URL. So when it checks that, I'm going to echo I'm going to add a JavaScript script here. Okay, so that we'll have a pop-up. All right, try something different. So a JavaScript function name of alert successfully donated. All right, that's what's going to happen. You can as well, after echoing this, you can as well redirect the user immediately back to the checkout.php file. Okay, so that the user can also see the progress of his or her donation. It depends on you what you want in your project. Okay, You can leave that there. But for this tutorial, I'm going to comment that out. Else, header application, maybe error, redirect the user to error page. All right, although I don't have a error.php file in my folders, okay? So that's just it, okay? So I'm going to check if there's any error or any omission. Okay, right, I need to going to copy this. All right, I need to paste it here. All right, I'm fetching the individual amount. Okay, this is the amount that is needed to be paid. So that's what I'm doing here, so that it will be on top of the pay per checkout button. So the users will know how much they need to pay. All right, so I want to say that. I think there's a mistake here. Donated. All right, so I think it's looking good now. I'll now head over to my browser and refresh this. Okay. Oh, I need to remove this. Don't need this. Don't need that. Yeah, I think it's looking good. Remember, I initially made a payment of $10, which we have here. Okay. All right. Let me make some changes if I want. But let me just leave it as it is and make another payment of $10 USD. Alright, if you have gotten to this stage of this tutorial, please make sure you like this video and subscribe if you have not. Okay, so when I release new videos, you'll be the first to see it. And if you have any projects, any similar stuff that you want me to work on for you, leave that in the comment section as well. And also share this to your friend. Okay, that will really encourage me to produce more awesome tutorials like this. Okay, leave your question in the comment section. Don't forget to do that. So remember, I'm making another payment now, so I'm going to click on pay and see what's going to happen. All right, successfully donated. Okay. All right, so if we go back to our donate dashboard, you can see there's an increment of $20 being donated. That's the total. So if we refresh this donation underscore amount table, we have our donated amount to be 20. All right. So guys, if you got value from this tutorial, don't forget to subscribe once again, and I will see you guys on the next one.